A little bit of a quandary because the other thing we're going to tackle is there's this not so great acoustical tile on the ceiling. We're going to go into the family room, which is one of the worst rooms. So this is technically the family room. It had also been doubled as a master bedroom apparently recently. So the carpet, not great. We need new flooring in here. For what our idea is for this room, because it goes to the garage, the laundry room, and another bathroom, we were thinking about maybe putting down a luxury vinyl tile. So would love to get your thoughts on that. Something that's going to be a high wear. This is a heavily trafficked area because we have the one slider to the back door right now. And into the laundry room. And so, people coming and going. We thought that doing a luxury vinyl tile.
And when you redo your patio, are you doing the patio again? Or are you doing French doors? Or
for here, I think because this is going to be a rental, we're going to just keep it simple and do a slider. Yeah. You can see on the walls, this wall is paneling. It was probably actually kind of cool in the 60s. This is a 63 house when it was built, but it has been since painted multiple times. This used to be paneling, and we were wondering what was under the wall. So my husband took this off the other day. It turns out the builder must have put paneling on before finishing the wall, because you can see none of the seams are taped or mudded.
Right.
So we're now in a little bit of a quandary because the other thing we're going to tackle is there's this not so great acoustical tile on the ceiling.
Right.
And right behind you, you see a little bump out. That is actually a shower that had been built into an original half bath. So this wall right here, you can see the ceiling goes under.
Okay.
And then this ceiling continues in the bathroom.
Right.
And we know this is all coming out. So this is where it gets a little bit like, if I was selling the house, my advice to myself would have been different and to not undergo this. Since we're going to own it and we're going to turn it into a rental, we really want to get it back in good order. Right. And do this project once. So it means we're probably doing a bit of drywall work in here, a bit of finish work, a little carpentry.
Right, right.
And then get this room. I've sold this floor plan a number of times, and it's actually kind of nice because you end up getting this extra space. You can do an office or a desk or media center. But what do you kind of think of this room? What would you say to someone just selling who had not started ripping the walls apart already?
Right. I know, right. And that is the trick when you're selling. In a hot seller's market, we want to be cautious about doing too much. Too much that doesn't bring dollars. And so I would definitely just do the carpet and or change it out. I would do vinyl plank. I think that could be a good,
So to sell carpet or vinyl, probably.
Carpet or vinyl, yep.
Probably whatever's cost effective.
Yeah, yep. Could be their choice because vinyl kind of, ties in with that. We've got hardwoods out here, so, but again, whatever works, affordability wise, I would leave the window as is because somebody typically is going to come in and maybe do their own, touch to it. Mm-hmm. So I think the room really would just stay.
Just maybe clean it up.
Clean it up. And paint wise, we'll kind of do a summary at the end because once we go through the whole house, then we can kind of see. Because painting is typically the cheapest and best thing that you can do to a house, right? Yeah. Easily changes the look. And plus, I always call it the $5,000 smell because people come in and feel like, wow, I'm in a brand new house. But paint has been a little bit weird lately, hasn't it?
Yes, we'll talk about paint. So I was just at the paint store and I need to apparently shop around because due to supply chain, the small little paint samples, right? I have my favorite colors. I have some ideas for colors inside and out. I just wanted to buy a couple. Oh no, they don't have any paint samples for us. So I got my color swatches, but they weren't able to do any mix. So I had also, we'll talk about the outside. I had envisioned doing it kind of a pale light yellow, something really soft. And they were commenting to me, learn new things. One, due to shortages of minerals and the things that go into manufacturing in the paint.
Okay.
They're actually out of some of the bases to create those softer colors. So I could have a very deep colored house, apparently, but that particular paint store did not have any mixes for the light yellow. So
wow. Okay.
he's like, how do you feel about orange? I was like, wasn't quite thinking about orange, but maybe I'll find something on the darker gray side and what's trendy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was good to learn because again, as we do this project, depending on what manufacturers you're using, what brands, you're just having to make design decisions to move the project forward. So a weekend, we're already learning a lot from the contractors we've talked about. And we'll talk more about that. My design decisions may actually come down to what products can I get?
Right. And then when you buy them, you definitely want to buy it all. Like,
Yes.
don't say, oh, come back, like we do sometimes,
Yes,
right?
there's
You
no
want to
going
be
back.
like, let's just
Yes.
get those 5-gallon buckets.
Yes.
And so, yeah, definitely. Or maybe even check with the painter and see if they could get you some of the commercial, the size, the 5-gallon.
I might just, instead of getting 4 or 5 colors like I normally would, I might just narrow it down to 1 or 2. And if I have to buy a bigger quart or whatever, I'll do that. And speaking of kind of supply and buying it all, so this is one of the things, you're standing next to the lovely interior door, right? It's all original. They've been painted.
Right.
Some of the doors have been painted, some have not. So we're in the process of deciding and getting bids if we're going to do all new doors, hardware, trim throughout the house.
Right.
Or do we just paint it for now?
Right.
Because again, we're a little afraid of biting off more than we can put back together.
Right.
So normally we'd come in and do a lot of demo, but we're cautiously demoing because if we can't get the product we want or it's costing 4 times the cost that we thought it was, which is the reality, especially with wood products.
Right.
Things like doors and trim might just get cleaned up, painted, and we save that for a non-pandemic, non-supply chain.
Well, and it kind of just, again, they're painted, so it doesn't bring back the mid-century vibe, but it does just keep those clean lines of the mid-century. So I would totally just repaint them and keep them.
Okay.
You could change out handles.
Yeah, and then we can do
That's
more
pretty
modern.
simple, but I would just keep the doors because, again, it just keeps the aesthetic very simple.
My husband will love that answer.
Yeah, because once you start doing 6-panel doors,
it changes the look, right?
It changes the look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just walking down the Home Depot aisle, some things that like, $50 for an interior door is now $100 or $120.
Yeah.
So,
and then you have to hang them, which is a little bit. Anyway, as we know, I would just paint them, make them beautiful.
Okay.
And
well,
again,
I think white paint we can probably get.
Yeah. Right. In big quantity.
Yeah.